You don't know how to, there's a button somewhere. I know that.
I know. Normally it's just up there, but I don't see it. Okay, your screen.
You see my screen, right?
I see yours, yeah. You can't see mine.
Okay. And you see your face though, right?
No, I do not.
Shit. I'm so glad this is going to come out in the recording.
I know, right?
All right, cool. People are joining. I'm going to fervently put people on mute.
Okay.
Mute all. All right. Sean Preble is here. What's going on, Sean? How are you, sir?
By the way, I got my funnel hacker shirt on. I thought that was appropriate.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
Yeah.
Are you wearing your funnel hacking pants?
Yes, I am, actually.
As in, there aren't any. Let's just wait like 4 or 5 minutes for everyone else to join up.
Sounds good.
Oh, somebody's using the chat. What's up, Sean Preble? How are you, sir? Oh, more people are joining. Super excited for you to be here. What's going on, Kevin? What's going on, Steve? Sorry, Steven. All right, let's do that. Do. Oh, this is the shirt that has a hole in it. I shouldn't yawn. Oh, and put Damon. What's going on? I'm gonna put everybody on mute. Put on hold. No, I don't want to do that. Where's the mute everybody? Mute everybody. And then unmute Jamie.
I like how someone said, and that's not James Cluster. So eventually James will probably end up seeing this, and everyone will be like, wait, that's not James Cluster, that's Jamie Eldridge. Yeah.
Who is that guy?
James let me borrow his login once, and I forgot to log out, and I just got busted. So
and there's no way for him to be on Zoom while you're on Zoom. So if he has a session now, he's screwed.
Oh shit, I better message him.
Hey James, just so you know, I'm using it. Good stuff. All right, guys, so while we're waiting for everyone else to join in, if you have a specific question for Jamie about the martial arts ads, what works, and how you can see me through Andrew Crozie's screen, if you got specific questions, anything you want us to cover in detail, leave a comment in the group chat, either in Zoom or in the Facebook group. I took the ones that were already asked. We are specifically going over those. If you do not have it before the end of like 6:15 or so, we probably won't have the time to go through it. But the ones that were asked, we have them in here. We're going to be going over them. Got a pretty cool setup today. You're going to have a campaign that works out of the box, kind of like what I wished I had. And it's going to put you in a better position to land, keep, and close clients. So we're going to wait 1 more minute, and then we'll get this party up and running. What's going on in chat? Steven says he can't hear anything. I think everybody can hear stuff except for Steven. Do me a favor, comment if you can hear it. Andrew, you can hear us, right? Yeah, Andrew can hear us.
Yeah, I can hear you guys.
Yeah, everybody can hear us. Looks like Steven.
James just messaged me because I told him I forgot to log out of his stuff, and he said, now you look like a cheap-ass hoe.
You're stealing Zoom login.
I just borrowed it once. I needed to do a recording, and I was like, I don't want to pay all the. I was like, it's pointless. Can I just borrow this? He's like, yeah, of course, no problem. I forgot to log out. Now everybody knows.
Now you just look super cheap.
Yeah.
All right, let's get this party started. If you are not on mute, please mute yourself. First question that comes up, we're going to deal with this right now. Is this primarily for martial arts dojos, or can this training be applied to martial arts info products? I want to say this is specific to dojos that want people to walk in, pay them money for products and services they're already doing. This is not meant for information products. And this is specifically catered to agencies that want to keep, acquire, or get a martial arts customer paying them money. And the best way to do that now is just normal lead generation, getting people to call, things like that. So we're not going information products. So that said, let's get this party started. For anybody watching this, for anybody watching the replay of this live, how many of you have ever thought of this? How many of you have ever thought, how am I supposed to get a client if I don't have proof, results, examples, or a portfolio or a case study of Facebook ads and funnels that actually work for their business? How many of you have ever thought that you know you need a client, You know you need ads at work, but you know that there's this missing piece and you're not getting the whole picture. You know you're missing something and you don't know what it is. How many of you have ever thought that, what am I supposed to tell my client when they complain that their customer opportunities aren't turning actual customers? How many of you ever thought, like, I wish that there was an actual expert that can help me figure these things out? I want to say categorically, it's not your fault. Everyone's running around town saying, get a case study, but no one actually gives you a case study. Everyone is saying, just tell your client to follow up, but no one is saying, here's the exact script with rebuttals and upsells and best practices built into it. Everyone is just yelling instead of solving your problems. And because of that, you're losing your opportunity to build an agency that ultimately fulfills your dreams and changes your life for the better. Let me ask you this. What if you could say literally as a quote, Mr. Johnson, or whichever martial arts business owner, here's a real life case study of an entire Facebook campaign that turned $611 into 141 leads, that generated 72 trials at $27 each, and then turned those trials into 43 members at $149 each. What if you could say, Mr. Johnson, here's the exact script you're supposed to use, supposed to say, and supposed to hand to your staff so they turn walk-ins into high-paying, high-wanting customers? What if you could say, Mr. Johnson, I can get your entire campaign up and running in 3 days flat, so you start getting phone calls and fill your Wednesday class? Would that help you land a client faster with more confidence? What if I could show you the ads, funnels, landing pages, the soap opera sequences already work that generate lead sales and ROI for martial arts businesses? What if I could show you the walkthrough and the strategy your clients should take to turn those customer opportunities into cash? All with a white label ready, template friendly, plug and play, as close to IKEA as you can get campaign. Would that change your business? Would that change its growth? And would that re-enable your agency goals? If your answer to any of those questions is a yes, you are in the right place with today's Martial Arts Ads Masterclass by Jamie Eldridge. Today, we're going over a proven to work out-of-the-box ad, landing page funnels, and follow-up specific to a martial arts business looking for lead gen. We're going to go over what to say and how to say it so your martial arts client knows how to follow up, how to convert those customer opportunities into cash, and make more money so they can get you paid. And today I'm going to show you all of that with verifiable proof from a real life agency that has used this campaign to grow multiple martial arts schools and get their business growing. When should you use this? You should be using this case study and these slide decks when you want to prove to a potential martial arts client that you have proof this darn thing works, examples, samples, and can use the same results first campaign that other martial arts businesses use to get clients. You should be using this better way of working when you want to get a martial arts campaign up and running fast. So you can use that tinkerer method, that's when you make a fake business and just send leads, or when you want to get a client results ASAP. You're probably wondering, why should I use a case study instead of just throwing stuff on the wall and seeing what sticks? The reason why you should use a case study is because people are much more comfortable buying into something that already works compared to buying into you, your background, and your previous results, if you have any, for martial artists. And whether you're an amateur, an expert, new or old, being able to have a playbook of what to do and what to say converts better than relying on past experience. You can take the info we're giving you today, white label it, and even put your future clients' logos and information in it to get them excited about buying. You can even compare what your old clients did compared to the already proven processes we're showing today to figure out what happened, what went wrong, and fix it in the future. But honestly, you should be using a case study because nobody knows what you're doing. Let me start that again. But you should be using a case study because honestly, you have no idea what you're doing. Just like I didn't when I was starting this out. Honestly, you're throwing stuff on the wall, you're throwing ads on the wall and trying to figure out what sticks, and you haven't a clue on what to tell your client, on what to say to their potential customers so they make enough money to pay you again and again. So instead of going through all that brain flare and uncertainty, just using already proven case study steps and processes that you know work, why waste the time, effort, and energy? Just use what we're going to show you today. Jamie's background. That's today's martial arts masterclass instructor. Jamie started doing martial arts ads at about 8 years old, got his black belt at 12, and helped his dad run his martial arts school until he left Indiana at 23. He moved back to Illinois to run a martial arts school that had over 300 students. He left the teaching side of martial arts and then started using Facebook ads to bring new students, clients, trials, and walk-ins. Since then, he's used one campaign, just one campaign, to generate over 1,000 leads across 4 states, 12 different studios, and each of those studios are getting between 20 and 25 new paying students each and every month. By the way, the very studio he started off his career with is now ranked 2nd out of 800 schools as far as acquiring and growing new students. Here are the results of his campaigns. In LaPorte, Indiana, he got 343 leads for about $1 each. And LaPorte, Indiana is a relatively poor area, right, Jamie?
Yeah, very actually. It's like 21,000 median income or something, really low.
Right. Champaign, Illinois, he got 24 leads at $4 each, not including other results I weren't showing you here. In Sacramento, California, which is a very expensive area, he's only got 141 leads for about $4 each. And even in Wichita, Kansas, he got 88 customer opportunities for about $3. This stuff works. Here's proof. Real life actual screenshots with his clients saying, holy crap, this works. I got 50 this month. I got 1 upgrade. I got 3 appointments. If you want a white label ready case study with the results out of the box, this is your ticket right here. Here's other examples: 270 customer opportunities, 139 customer opportunities, 103 customer opportunities. I'm showing the exact campaign that got you these results today. Today, you're getting the ads, landing page, thank you page, your retargeting ads for the entire campaign that got these results. You're getting the phone scripts that martial arts businesses didn't know they needed. You're getting the secret $20 upsell trick that martial arts businesses didn't know that worked. You're getting the most common customer questions and rebuttals, so your martial arts business turns more opportunities into sales. You have to make enough money to where they can pay you. And at the end, we'll be doing a special offer for anyone that wants to work with Jamie on getting their martial arts campaigns to skyrocket. Here's the 9 steps to a great martial arts business campaign. If you don't know about these 9 steps, you're only doing 1, 2, or 3 of them. And I belong to a lot of Facebook ads groups, whether it's Get Clients or Agency Scaling Secrets. I see it time and time again. Martial arts agencies are only doing 1, 2, and 3, and they forget about 4 through 9. So ladies and gents, this is what we're going over today. Here's the ad. Hey, LaPorte, have you been thinking about getting your kids into martial arts for the summer? Well, we are giving away 25 vouchers for a free fire emoji uniform to go with our summer special 10 classes for $27. Click learn more. Jamie, did you want to provide some commentary about this?
I don't. If it's basic, I mean, if there's any questions about this, I mean, or we're holding questions to the end, then that's
we're kind of holding questions at the end, but this is simply the ad that's generating thousands.
Yeah, this is the exact ad. I literally copy and paste, change the city, and then, you know, I change the price and the amount of classes if it's a higher offer. But it's always this exact thing right here, just like that.
This is the actual ad that's gotten hundreds of $4 leads, hundreds of $1 leads, hundreds of $2 leads, and thousands of leads across all the agencies that he's run. This is literally the format that works. You'll notice it's only mobile. Do not do desktop. It does not convert. Do not do desktop because it is not urgency. Do mobile only, and you will see a higher conversion on your campaigns time and time again. You can switch out the city for whichever area you're in. You can switch out the season, spring, summer, fall, winter, whatever it is, and you can switch out the price. Does this make sense to everybody? Leave a question or comment if it doesn't. You can always have alternative photos. If they want to take a photo of a kid or a student in the actual martial arts business, perfect, that's fine. Do it with the phone, do some Photoshop, wrap it. You can even take, Photoshop, not Photoshopped.
Photor. You can go on Google Chrome, you can go to Photor.com, Fotor.com. It's a free service that you can actually, that's what I use to edit all my photos. I don't have Photoshop or anything like that. That's
okay, even better. And these, the second and third one, those are just generic photos that you found on the internet, or those are specific to your client?
The center one was one that I got off, that I actually purchased. And then the other two were actual photos that we took.
Beautiful.
Well, I say we, my wife and I with her camera.
Yeah, just like a normal iPhone or anything like that.
Yep.
These are the types of photos that work. You'll notice it focuses on the kid, and you notice it doesn't focus on the class, and it doesn't focus on the parents. You're focusing on the kid.
Correct.
Here's a couple notes that most people miss. Your free uniform, if you're familiar with the term, is actually your thank you offer. All we're doing is putting it at the front. The big mistake that most martial arts agencies make is saying, great, if you call and schedule now, we can get your free uniform. As it turns out, it performs better if you put it at the front.
Correct.
And you want to use photos that match your target audience's age and ethnicity. Obviously, this is not a kid in Miami. Obviously, this is a kid in like Midwest America, right?
Mm-hmm.
Pick a kid that makes sense for your target demographic. And it's very, very easy to get the martial arts business owner, just take a picture of a kid and you just wrap it using photo. Easy and simple. This is the ad that works. Do not change it. It's simple and effective.
I've used that exact picture on every ad and all of my clients, that exact picture. I've tried other ones. They work, but for some reason, this one works the best.
It's perfect.
So I'll try some other ones and I'll be like, then I'll end up going back to this one because it's like, this one works the best. I don't need to change it.
Perfect. Here's a couple do's and don'ts. The uniform is not free. It's free with purchase. Don't put free uniform. Your client will hate you. The uniforms are included with a purchase of 10 sessions at $27. And here's an expert secret. For some reason, we have to tell everybody, don't have pictures of kids beating each other up or looking somewhat violent. Do not do that. You will not get parents wanting to buy it.
That photo right there literally did not convert. I could not. I ran it for a week and a half and got 0 leads. Switched it to my normal and instantly leads turned on. And I don't know this for sure, but I believe it's because of the culture we live in and people, it looks violent.
Yep.
That's the only concept that I can think of. I don't know any other reason.
And you can either fight that cultural movement or just understand it and put yourself in an advantageous position. Just don't have pictures of kids beating each other up. Don't have pictures of kids doing karate. Just have pictures of kids that look like this, and you're going to make money.
Correct.
What does the ad look like on desktop? Do not do an ad on desktop. Zero, zip, zilch, stop. Jamie says, do not do an ad on desktop, and it just works. What does your targeting look like? Oh, let me close that. Your targeting is everyone around that target location. So if your business is in the middle of nowhere, everyone within that middle of nowhere. Doesn't matter the address, just target everyone around there if they are in a good location. If they are not in a good location, you're going to use zip code targeting to show your ad only in targeted areas. You're going to target parents, all of them, an age between 18 and 24 and 45. You're only going to change this if and only if your ad performance drops. Then you get to play with the targeting. Is that about right, Jamie?
That's correct.
Correct. So when you get an ad up and running, show it to everyone within a serviceable zone, usually 2, 3, 4 miles. If and only if the people around are a good fit for that business. If they are not, just use zip code targeting and show your ad only to the rich areas. Easy. Parents, 24 to 45, your job is done. This is what your landing page looks like. This is the same landing page that has literally gotten thousands of responses, and it just plain old works. You'll notice that there's nothing advanced. There's no testimonials. There's no photos. It simply reinforces what somebody suspects that they were looking at when it comes to their ad. And it reads simply, free uniform, click below to get a voucher. That's it. You can switch stuff out depending upon if you choose 27 or 37, but keep 10. Make sure it says free uniform, and make sure it says click below to get your voucher for a free uniform when you come in and take advantage of our special 10 classes for 27. Only valid for new students. and only 18 free vouchers left. That's all you have to do. Does that make sense? No landing page desktop. Mobile only. And then the darn thing works. This is your thank you page. One-time offer. Call now to get additional 2 classes with our special 10 classes for 27 bucks. That's it. Using this as a call now to get additional 2 classes, your ads will be generating phone calls, which is how your client views the success of the marketing campaign. More so, the thank you offer immediately begins to filter, get people in the expectation of paying money, and sets the phone call and the upsell for success. More importantly, it lessens the load for the client and gets them excited about getting paid by future and current customers. When people call and say, hey, I want to take advantage of get 2 more classes, that is a buying signal, and your client will have to sell less. This is the voucher. Easy said and done. This is a voucher for a free uniform. You must call to schedule your first class. Please show this pass to the head instructor upon purchase. Upon purchase. From there, there's an email follow-up. Right here, we put Jamie Eldridge's name instead of the business owner, but it's easy to do. Simple 5-day follow-up. Written by Danny Velez. Pay him money. He's good at his job. Simple.
I literally copy and pasted Danny's, so highly recommend his soap opera sequence for martial arts. Works great. Around 50% open rate.
50% open rate. What you're going to do with ClickSend, you're going to text that customer opportunity immediately. Your voucher's in the inbox. We look forward to meeting you in class. Please call now to redeem your voucher, and then a phone number for the business. And then 1 hour later, did you schedule your first class? Spots are filling up fast. Call now to reserve your spot. Phone number. This is the follow-up strategy. Hey, Mr. Johnson. Actually, maybe you want to talk about this, the follow-up strategy.
Yeah, so the moment that the school owner gets the lead, I think we talked about this, how soon to call. Oh yeah, right there, 15 minutes. I have them call and they'll say, hey, Mr. Johnson, or whatever their name is, hey, I see that you got a voucher for a free uniform. When would you like to come in and take your, cash in your voucher for your free uniform and take your 10 classes of $27? And usually we'll call them 3 times. If they don't answer after 3 times, we throw the lead away. We just figure it's not going to come. They're not going to come in, or I don't know, maybe they were drunk or something. I tell all my clients, if they have a phone that they can text, or they can download there's like apps and stuff that you can text with for free. That way they're not giving out their personal number if they're not comfortable with that. If it's after 9 p.m., shoot them a text. You will get a lot. Either way, even if they don't answer, I do recommend sending a text message. You will get a lot of people that respond, because typically people fill it out during the day when they're at work or something like that, and they see a phone number coming in, and then they don't answer it because they're like, I don't know what number that is. And so a quick text message immediately afterwards usually gets a response. Very cool.
The follow-up strategy, and this is screenshotable by you, or you can simply take this text and rewrite it yourself. You can literally tell your client, this is the follow-up strategy. Call them back within 15 minutes. Because you, Mr. Client, once this ad goes live, we'll start to get leads within 3 to 5 hours, because these ads work. And your advantage, by the way, is not generating leads. That's almost a commodity nowadays. Your advantage is telling your client what to say and how to say it so they know how to turn their leads into money. Once the lead comes in, call them back within 15 minutes. If it's after 9, text them first. But I want you to call them 3 times the next day. If they don't respond, you can get rid of it. And if you're on the phone with them, you're going to say, hey, Mr. Johnson or Joe or Alex or whatever, I see you got your voucher for a free uniform when you take advantage of our 10 classes for $27. Why would you like to come in and cash that voucher? Here's the important part. When would you like to come in and cash in that voucher? When you say cash in, there's an implication and an understanding that money will be exchanged. It gets them in the process and the identifying of spending money. Here's what usually happens. Hey, this is Jeff with Mr. Martial Arts Ad School. The client says, when are class times? The instructor says, how old is your student? The client says 5 years old. The instructor says class starts at 6:30. Client says, thank you. This is what happens to the business and the conversation you are sending your leads to. They will have this real life conversation with the leads that you are generating and say the leads are no good because your martial arts business client does not know how to have a conversation with their customer opportunities.
Almost all martial, yeah. Now, I just want to add this. I don't mean to interrupt you, Jeff. Like most martial arts school owners have no sales experience, none. They literally, all they know how to do is get in front of the class and play Barney and be like, oh, blah, blah, blah. You know, kick, punch, yay. They don't know how to actually sit in front of someone and ask the right questions to get them to say, yes, I want to buy. I mean, there is a select few, but I would say out of 10, only probably 4 of them are actual salespeople.
Yeah. So they're probably using a script like this. And then they're probably going to say, oh, your leads are bad.
Correct. Correct.
So everybody on this call is getting the correct script. This is the script for good martial arts businesses. Hey, this is Jeff with Jeff's Martial Arts School. I noticed you got a voucher for a free uniform with our class special we're doing right now. Is the voucher going to be used for you or for a child? If it's for them, tough. It's for your kid. Client says it's for my kid. You know this. You're asking for an easy yes and an easy move forward. Instructor, okay, great. Would you be available in the next day or so to come in and get started on your class special before all the vouchers are gone? Emphasis, all the vouchers are gone. Time is limited. Availability is closing. Take action now. The client says yes. Great. What's your child's name and age? They give you an answer. Then you go, fantastic. Could you come in tomorrow at 2:30 or Thursday at 3:30 or whenever it is, as soon as possible, 20 minutes before that day's class? Do not have your client scheduling walk-ins that require them to leave with their kid and then have a conversation at home over the dinner table that is not in your favor. You are explicitly telling your client to say, can you come in at a time that leads into an upcoming class? Isn't that right, Jamie?
Correct. Yeah, you want them to, when they walk in the door, you want them to pay, get fitted with their uniform, and then either take the private lesson or take their first class immediately. You want them to be like, oh gosh, okay, yes, yes, yes. Oh my gosh, this is the greatest thing ever. You don't want to lose that momentum as you're signing them up, because when they're there, there's already class going on. There's already exciting things happen. The music's on. The kids are high-fiving. They're having a good time. You want to now get that child into that atmosphere and experiencing that so it'll be easier to convert them to a paying monthly client.
And when you're saying converting them paying into a monthly client, that has to do with that whole kid's journey, right? Like you are establishing a conversion process right here that extends up to the end of that trial, right?
Correct. Yeah. If you don't, if they walk in, so like what will happen, there's a couple different things that martial arts schools do that are wrong in this process. The first thing that they do, and if anybody here has martial art clients or take on a client or whatever, and they bring in the student, they bring in the new lead, they get them scheduled, they come in and they try to convert them to a paying monthly client without taking the trial offer first. It's bad. It's really bad. One, it looks like bait and switch. And for two, it makes the person like feel they have so much information up front, they don't fall in love with the program first.
Yep.
Okay. You want them, it's just like test driving a car. We don't talk about your monthly payments before you test drive the car. We get you to test drive the car first. We get you to smell that new leather. We get you to feel the nice smooth ride. And then we tell you, oh, it's going to be this much a month. Oh, I can work that into my budget.
For everyone watching this call right now, your advantage is in the lead management process of telling your martial arts business how to convert. And that process starts with this phone script right here. Get them coming in, fitted and paying, and then you can worry about upselling them to a monthly membership later on.
Correct.
Here's your retargeting ad. For anyone that did not opt in, send them this ad. We all know how to set up a retargeting ad. This is a masterclass. I'm assuming you know what you're doing. Hey, I noticed you didn't get a voucher for a free uniform. There's only 4 spots left with our 14 classes for $47 special, or whatever it is, 12, 10, doesn't matter. It's classes for X dollars. Click here to get yours. Only 3 left. Get yours before they are all gone. Make sure to use the same photo in the ad. But guess what, gents? Don't freak out about the only 3 left line. It's fine. It's meant to be read and be action-oriented. Here's your expert secret. When they click on this, they go to a different landing page. That different landing page says there's only 4 vouchers left, or there's only 3 vouchers left. A mistake that people make is they send them back to the original landing page. That does not look okay. You're saying it's limited time. This isn't huge demand. There's only 4 left. Just kidding, it's 18. So just duplicate your funnel, have your retargeting ad go to your new funnel, and make sure it's a limited decreasing number. Here's an industry secret. This is how Jamie Eldridge gets his clients making money and paying him. This is the $20 secret upsell. The moment the lead walks in, you're going to say, so by the, actually, you know what, Jamie, you walk us through the $20 secret upsell.
Yeah, perfect. So if I'm standing with the parent, I'm going to say, hey, Mr. Johnson, hey, first of all, I just want to thank you so much for trusting your child with us. We're very excited to have them here. Now, we've found in multiple years of martial arts that usually the first couple classes are the hardest, and it's mostly because the child feels awkward because they don't know how to make a fist, or they think they do, or they don't know how to kick, they don't know how to stand up straight, the yes sir, no sir, the basic commands of martial arts that we use because they are in different languages. And what we do is we actually offer private lessons. Now, typically, we charge $50 per half an hour for these private lessons with our junior instructors. But because you're a new student, we do 2 of them for only 20 bucks. So for $10, for 20 bucks, you get an hour's worth of training, and all you have to do is just pay an extra 20 bucks, and your child will get one-on-one private lessons before they actually jump into class so that they feel more comfortable. Do you want to go ahead and do that so that they feel more comfortable in class?
And everybody says yes.
Well, you just put it on them saying, do you want to feel more comfortable in class? Well, yeah, I want to feel more comfortable in class.
No, I don't want my kid to feel awesome. I just want them to be horrible and feel unwelcome. So what's really interesting about the $20 secret upsell is it does 2 things really well. The first is it gets your client in the mood of asking your customer opportunities to pay. It's much easier for them to do that again and again and again after they've already said it's going to be 20 bucks. Are you interested? The second is it gets the parent used to paying money. And it sets your client up for renewal success when you're asking for the monthly membership, when you're asking for the 6-month prepay or the year-long membership. This is the biggest reason why martial arts agencies do not have success with their customers and clients, because they are not training their martial arts business to ask for money correctly. And the easiest way to do that is with $20 secret upsell. When that parent comes in, you can say, usually when students get started, they run into a lot of trouble because they have never punched, kicked, bowed, or made a fist properly. Emphasis on properly. It's hard to argue that with the martial arts business. It's not properly done. So what we offer is private lessons where you can work with our instructors one-on-one. Typically, it's 50 bucks for a half an hour, but because you're a new student, we can do 2 half-hour sessions for only 20 bucks, get them up to speed for the rest of the class. This will keep your parents' kids interested in sticking around for the long term. This will get your parents interested in paying money, and this will get what gets your clients used to asking for it. Jamie says, go on.
And yeah, and what it also does is typically if the head instructors, so this is something you're going to tell the head instructor, you're going to say, now make sure that when they do this private lesson, that they work with a junior instructor that is always there. Because you want that student to feel comfortable in seeing someone that they recognize and that they feel comfortable with. Okay, so that because you want the child to go home, it sounds wrong, but it's just how it works. You want the child to go home and be like, that was the greatest thing I've ever done ever, and I love it, and I want to go back again. You know what I mean? And all you have to do is warm the child up with a one-on-one. If you throw them into a class of 50 kids, that's scary. It's really scary. If you get them one-on-one, okay, you tie your belt like this, you put your uniform on like this, you stand straight, put your hands out, thumbs up, thumbs tucked, you know, hands elbows together, all those little things. You get a junior instructor. You do not have to pay them. That's the first question that your client is going to ask you. They're going to say, well, do I have to pay the junior instructor? No, you do not, because your job, they're paying typically inside of a martial arts school. The junior instructor is paying a higher monthly fee to learn to be an instructor, okay? So you use them, those junior instructors, usually they're between the ages of 12 and 17 years old. They're in there somewhere. Okay, you use those junior instructors. If they don't have them, that's fine. Let the head instructor do it, whatever, okay? You use them to teach, you know, these kids so that when they come in, they feel more comfortable.
Gotcha. So this is one of the 4 expert secrets that martial arts businesses that are failing do not know that they need. The first one is that $20 secret upsell. This is a screenshotable moment where you will add value and manage their lead management process. If your martial arts client is not asking for this, they will not get used to asking for money. They will not get used to parents wanting to pay for stuff. And the kid will feel so uncomfortable, they will not come back. You literally kill 3 birds with 1 stone when you do the $20 secret upsell. Here's what comes up a lot. How much is it after the 10 classes? If you do not teach your customer, your martial arts business's client, how to handle the how much is it after the 10 classes, or that entire process, they will fail and not make enough money to pay you time and time again. So Jamie's going to talk about this for a bit.
Yeah, so what happens is I have multiple times, you know, we're admin on these pages. Someone will message, hey, I saw that you have a trial. How much is it after the trial? And even though I will give them this script, they will still tell the client or the potential person, oh, it's $149 a month, or it's $99 a month, or $70, whatever it is, okay? They will always tell them, and then I end up having to screenshot, text them, telling them, hey, do not, like I gave you that script, please use it. When you do that, you instantly lose that potential customer because they're not there trying out the program. They just see the dollar sign. They don't see the value of it in their child's life. And so then they're like, oh, okay. And then instantly they change and it starts working. It's crazy. Yep. But what happens is, so someone says to me, well, how much is it after the 10 classes? Well, it really depends on which program is best for your child. That's part of the reason that we have a trial program. That way we can evaluate your child and see which program is best for them, because we have several different ones. So why don't we do this? Why don't we get started in the trial program? And then after the trial program, we will meet and I'll help you determine which class will be best for them.
Gotcha. So this happens in person or over the phone.
Yeah, both.
But the goal is to not talk about money. The goal is to talk about a best fit for the child, right?
100%.
Gotcha. So
you want to sound like the parent's advocate. That's what you have to train these instructors. They don't, a lot of times because martial arts schools, a lot of times just, there's a bad rap inside the industry. They're just all about the money. They're just all about the money. So any opportunity that you have to be able to look like the advocate to the parent, which the instructor should be, if they're literally all about the money and they're saying things like, I don't care about these students, I have a problem with that. But gotcha. As a former martial arts, but that's a whole nother story.
So when the martial arts client has conversations with these customer opportunities, very often those customer opportunities will say, but how much is it after the 10 classes? A big failure that your martial arts business will make is by answering that with $1. That does not set you up for success. That does not set up the business up for success. That does not set the kid or the parents up for success. Instead of saying the actual dollar, you give this script to your martial arts client. You say, it really depends upon the program and which program is the best fit for your child. Inside the 10 classes, we actually evaluate which program is the best fit for your child and then make a recommendation on which class and which program is best. Why do you phrase it that way? That gets them in the 10 classes.
Correct.
that gets them in the program, that gets them loving the people, the students, the group environment. Halfway through the 10 classes, you do something interesting, right? Jamie, tell us about that.
Yeah, halfway through, you just give them a call or you pull the parent to the side, either way, and just say, hey, I wanted to give you an update. Your child seems to be loving the program. How are you feeling about it at home? And they're going to say, and the reason you say that is you want to ask what's going on at home. And then they're going to say things like, oh, well, they don't really want to come. Or they'll say, oh my gosh, they love it. Like, really? Yeah. Like, let's set a time for next week. And there's a reason for that. And I'll talk about that in a second. Let's set a time for next week for you and your significant other to come in and we'll sit down and talk about the program. For you and your significant other, do not get wives by themselves. Do not get husbands. If it's a couple, ask to meet both of them at the same time. For the love of Pete's sake, don't get a one-legger.
I like that. Don't get a one-legger.
Yeah.
So what you're doing is you have that trial. You say, through the 10 classes, through the paid trial, we will establish which program is the best fit for your kid. Halfway through, you're being a good custodian of their child. You're proactively calling the parents and saying, hey, I wanted to give you an update, and I genuinely believe that your child is loving the program. How are you feeling about it at home? And here's what's cool. When you say at home, it's a whole flurry of emotions. They get to talk about, oh my God, he showed me how to make a fist. We're learning how to kick and punch, and it's super fun. And guess what? You're halfway through the 10 classes, and you're setting yourself up for closing success. The big mistake businesses make is they assume that they just leave the kids alone, ask for a check, and the money appears in a PO box. That does not happen. You have to tell your explicit client, obviously, these are the 3 checkpoints you'll be doing with the students coming in through Facebook ads, through the trial, so that you can close them correctly. But then something else happens, right? Continue on.
So they'll say they love it. Okay. And then I'll say, okay, great. When's a good time this next week to have you guys come in, you and your significant other come in, or just you or you and grandma, because sometimes it's single mom and grandma's paying for the program. So that you have to keep all that in mind. Grandpa's paying for the program. That's a lot of times grandparents pay for the programs of martial arts. I would say a lot. So always make sure you include them. And the reason you say next week is because you're getting farther through the program. And you do that because you don't want them to say when you sit down, well, let's go ahead and finish the trial out and see how they're feeling, because it's like, well, the trial actually ends at the end of this week. So, I mean, it's only 2 more classes, and then usually what they're really saying is that's too much money.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So so halfway through the 10 classes, you call and say, we believe you're loving this program. How do you think about it at home? Do you want to sit down? You don't want a single peg. What was that phrase? Like one-legged or something like that, right?
We don't want the one-legger.
We don't want the one-legger. You're going to bring the decision makers in together.
Correct.
And you're going to have a sit down. You have to tell your martial arts business this obviously and explicitly. You're going to do it near the tail end of the trial. You're going to say, we believe that this program is the best fit for your child. And the program itself includes unlimited blank, 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 and blank. Depends upon the studio, depends upon the business. Sometimes it's unlimited classes, sometimes it's leadership skills, sometimes it's life skills, sometimes it's a tiered program, who knows? You just fill in the blank. And it only costs $97 a month. And then you tell your client to shut up. You literally say, we believe that this program is the best fit for your child. The program includes unlimited classes and costs $79. Let the silence fill. Very quickly, your customer opportunity will realize, oh my God, they evaluated my kid. They checked in. He's loving it. It includes all this stuff for X dollars. You've got a parent who's used to paying money that's coming in saying, I want to spend dollars, want to get upsold, and now they're literally asking me to pay. It's much easier to go from 10 to 20 to 100 than it is to go from 0 free trial to $100. That's the mistake most agencies make, and that's a mistake most agencies are instructing their customers to make. You don't want to go from 0 to 100. Instead, you want to go from 0 to 27 to an extra 20 to 100. That's how you get clients enough money to pay your monthly retainer month after month after month. That's about right. Jamie?
100%. If you're doing free trials, they're going to tell you they can't afford to pay you.
Right.
Just how it is.
Every once in a while, you will have a student that should be a good fit for the student assistant program. This is how martial arts businesses play with their pricing. It keeps people coming back and paying money. Jamie, you're up. Why don't you talk about this for a bit?
Yeah. So the student assist program it's one of those things that you're going to have to kind of warm your client up to, because typically they're like, no, my price is my price. It's like, yes, that's true. But what about the single mom that actually needs help, that actually is trying to raise a great kid, and you have a great avenue to be able to, so typically they have unlimited classes. They can come as much as they want throughout a week, okay, throughout a month, whatever, okay? But this is the student assist program. So all you do is you cut the price in half and you limit the amount of classes they can come to in a month, okay? Or you limit the amount of, and we can add this if you want, Jeff, limit their belt ranks. So basically they go up, instead of single ranks, they go up half ranks. So they go up, like it said, they go to white belt, they go to white, orange belt. So instead of white, orange, yellow, camo, they go white, white, orange. And then they get an orange stripe, just an electrical stripe, and that's how they know. And then that just kind of moves them half ranks. And then because they're in half classes, or they're only coming half the time. And this allows that they're still signing people up on a monthly program, instead of not signing someone up.
Gotcha.
And this, I would say, this is a last resort. You don't want to don't let your people be your client be a bad salesman and come out and put this out. That's not what this is for. This is I literally can't afford it. I'm a single mom. I'm sorry, but I just can't afford it. It's like, well,
Gotcha.
You start asking the questions. Well, what are you looking, that kind of thing.
So here's what's interesting. And I hope we're all tying these dots together and the stars are aligning. You have a client coming in that has been prompted by saying you're gonna pay money. You have a client that then gets prompted again saying, would you like to pay money? Then you have a client, your customer prompted money. And then you have your client reinforcing the fact that the student is having a great time, they love the program, and then you say it's gonna cost money, and then you shut up. Very often, this future customer has been prompted through this whole process, that's been slowly moved up the value ladder, and quickly and correctly realizes that their kids love their program, is willing to pay. And sometimes they just don't have the money, or sometimes your client is so used to lowering their prices that they just do it and blame you. Your advantage is by saying, now, Mr. Client, you have a student assist program. You only take X number per month, and it's only really high value, really high wanted clients or students. You can say, you're gonna tell your wanted client, not a lot of schools do this. This is a lower priced program. It does not include unlimited classes. It does not include the belt ranks that you think. But instead of $149 a month, it only costs $79 a month. We can only come in twice a month. That is the actual phrase you're going to use, that you're going to tell your client who is so used to lowering their prices that they cannot pay you for your services. That's just something in their bones. They're not good at being business, but they happen to be paying you for a good old honest lead management process. You're going to use a student assist program as a placeholder for their lowered prices. And you're going to say, you're only going to do this for 5 kids. And it's going to have to be wanted kids, people you want in the program. This is also a last result for your client. You tell them not to tell anybody about this. You say, I can literally only give this to people who cannot afford my program. For people who say, I cannot afford it, it's only for price, I just don't have the money for it, but I want my kid to be in it, you say, you got it. You, Mr. Client, now have an unlisted program that now catches more dollars. And it's only for people who really cannot afford the program, but you really genuinely want in your program. You're going to use the term, the student assist program, to catch your client's bad salesmanship.
Correct.
You're going to say, Mr. Client, you only have 5 spots for your student assist program. Choose carefully. Everybody else, they pay retail. Now, by the way, your client loves the idea because it serves as a catch-all, and anyone who's growing their agency knows this feeling. Magically, your brain just lowers prices for no reason. And I'm seeing a lot of like heads going up and down. So to correctly address that, you are going to tell your martial arts business client that they have a student assistant program. You only have 5 slots. It's for $79. They can only come in twice, and it's not an unlimited program. They come in twice a week. And you only do this when you have somebody that you really, really, really want in the program that just simply cannot afford it.
And they will know that. They will know that person. I promise. It's the single mom that has this kid that is just an amazing martial artist right out the gate. I promise. Yep. I've seen these kids. I know exactly what I can pick. Even thinking back to students, I can pick these kids out. Okay. And it works.
Very cool. Here is the 4th leg of your martial arts business lead management process. We've gone over a lot of things today, ranging from the ad, the landing page, the thank you page, the soap opera sequence. Everybody knows that. That process is almost a commodity. You will get a funnel with all that information. Your advantage is instructing your martial arts business about the lead management process, which involves the $20 secret upsell, how much is after the 10 classes, the student assist program, and then finally, this one right here. I'm gonna let Jamie take it over in about 30 seconds, but a big mistake that we make is running our ads for our clients all the time.
Correct.
The problem is that our martial arts businesses have a trial. And when you flood them, they mess up. So Jamie, you're up.
Yeah. So remember I said that most martial arts schoolers are actual salespeople. So what happens is if they don't have a program director, some schools have what you call a program director. A program director is someone that just signs people up and follows up with parents. They're basically the bad guy because they ask for money. Okay. Now, so the program, what happens is I've found that after about 2.5, 3 weeks, they have all these trials going on. They'll have 25, 30, 15, 20, 30 trials going on, or maybe less, maybe a little bit more. Okay, just depends. And what happens is if I keep going with that, and this is from trial and error, what happens is they stop following up with these people that are back here. They just start dropping like flies, and they don't ever follow up with them and talk to them and find out why they aren't coming back or whatever, because there's just so much of an influx of new students. You know, when you fill a floor up with 50 new students in 3 weeks, that is a lot. Most martial arts schools can't fit 20 on a floor, let alone 50. Okay. So when you get that many people, so I'll shut it off. I will give it 2 weeks, and I will continue. Hey, you know, I turned your ad off, just so you know. I'll just shoot a text real simple. Hey, I turned your ad off. Be sure to be following up with everyone that you already have gotten signed up on trial. Please be sure to, after 8 classes, try to sign them up on the program. And then they'll say, okay, great. Blah, blah, blah.
The mistake that martial arts business agencies make is running their ads consistently. You are accidentally flooding a business that is learning how to confirm and convert. When you send too many leads to your client, they will forget about the old leads that should be converted. And when you turn off the ad, you give them mental brain space to focus on the conversions, which is how you get paid. You do not get paid when you generate leads. You get paid when your client converts those leads into money. And by turning your ads off, you give your client brain space to do exactly that. So what you're going to do is you're only going to run the ads for 2 to 3 weeks at a time. This time allows for that martial arts business to focus and to convert those end of trial customers into paying members. They will not be able to focus on converting those end of trial customers when they keep getting dings on their phone. If you're sending leads all throughout the month, the martial arts business won't sign a single person, which is where consistently Jamie and I see problems. By turning the ad off 2 to 3 weeks in, your client will unknowingly and accidentally increase their ROI because they're focusing on the trial customers and be able to have the money to pay you. And then when that's done, usually about a week, you turn the ad back on. You run your ad the 1st through the 15th or the 21st, and then shut it off. Let them convert. Do not flood your clients. As a side note, that's why I do 30 customer opportunities a month, but that's a whole other thing. If this makes sense, you are now in a whole different league when it comes to monitoring, maintaining, and managing your martial arts business clients. We've gone over a lot today. I've literally showed you ads that are generating leads for dollars, dollars, and dollars, to a point where there are thousands of customer opportunities that are generated for $1, $2, $3, or $4. Whether it's in cheap areas like LaPorte, Indiana, or expensive like Sacramento, California, or even Wichita, Kansas, this stuff works. Your advantage is running this ad, mobile only, to this landing page, mobile only. Following up automatically with a thank you page, the soap opera sequence, and these texts. That is the first chunk of getting your client to make so much money that they want to pay you time and time again. Your expert secret is not flooding them with leads. Your expert secret is teaching your martial arts clients about the $20 secret upsell. Your advantage is teaching them about what to say when somebody says, how much is it after the 10 classes? About the student assistant program, and being able to flip the switch every 2 weeks. Do not flood your client. Put them in a position where they can convert so that they pay you money time and time again. Are there any additional questions, comments, concerns, thoughts, ideas on everything that we went over as far as the ad landing page, thank you page, as far as the email soap opera sequence, which is pretty template for Identity Velez. You can buy it for $80 if you'd like. The text message follow-up, or even the 4 key secrets that keep martial arts businesses converting. If you have any questions, drop them in the chat, either in the Facebook group or the Zoom chat, and we're gonna go over the ones that were submitted up to later today. So if Jasmine's on the line, we're answering your question right now. Jasmine says, how do I convince, or what are the ways to convince dojo owners that do paid trials instead of free trials for Facebook ads, sales funnels, and follow-up? She's putting together a campaign. It's lots of work for just a maybe client. What should she do?
Yeah, so basically you're asking, how do you convince a business owner to run paid trials and not free trials? Is that,
Let's see if Jasmine's here. Jasmine's not here. So
wait, I'll read it as face value, to do paid trials instead of free trials. Well, it's very easy. Do you want to make money up front instead of, not making money? I mean, you can run free trial, but the reality is when someone puts money to what you have to offer, they value it more. And that's just anything in life. If I just give you a bunch of free stuff, you don't value it. When you pay for it and you work hard for it, people value it more. So, and I would just say, here's the biggest thing you would say. When you run a free trial, or when you run a paid trial, you're going to get clients that are willing to spend money with you. You want people that want to pay you monthly, correct? Yes. Okay, great. So then we need to run paid trials, not free trials. If you want free clients that come to you every month and want free classes, then we can run free. If you want paid trials, we'll run paid so that people pay you monthly. Very simple, in my opinion. I would be interested in talking. Yeah.
My thinking, and Jasmine, you can leave a comment later on in the group chat, and Jamie will answer it. My thinking is that the relationship between Jasmine and the martial arts business is not one where Jasmine is coming in with a program that already works. My thinking is that Jasmine is saying, what works for you, and then we'll try it online. And then is having this kind of like frustrating conversation about free trial or paid trial. If Jasmine simply takes these slide decks, does some slight alterations, make them like Jasmine ready, she can go to her business owner and say, this is a program that works. These are the ads that work. These are the conversion challenges and strategies that work. This is how you get money up front and clients that pay you money time and time again. All of a sudden, you're not having a conversation about free trial or paid trial. Instead, Jasmine, you're getting a customer that wants to pay you money. David says, what's the best way of getting more martial arts business clients?
There's a few groups that you can look up online. Typically, everyone that I get is referrals. Part of the reason I get a lot of referrals is because I spent 18 years in the martial arts industry in the largest organization of martial arts. My dad owns the second largest martial arts school in the United States now, you know, and it went that, and he was at one point days away from bankruptcy, like literally getting ready to file bankruptcy. Now it's completely different, and he's got national leaders inside this organization walking up to him at the World Championships and told me on the phone today, he's like, walked up and said, how do we find out what you're doing? And his response was, it's going to cost you. So, yeah.
So are there a couple of Facebook groups that you recommend or strategies?
Yeah. So, centurymartialarts.com. So that's an organization that sells martial art gear. There's an actual Century Martial Arts Facebook group. There's about 30,000 people. One thing I took from you, Jeff, that I saw you talking about or told me, I can't remember. You basically go in there, say something super smart, and then leave. When they're talking, I promise you, all these groups talk about marketing, all of them. Okay, and there's other marketers that you are friends with right now. All of us are friends with these guys, and they're in these groups. Okay, all you gotta do is just go in there, go in there, type something smart, have on your personal page that you run ads, click, boom, and they'll come to you just like Jeff or anyone else does.
So Jamie's answer to your question, David, is go to Facebook groups that have this kind of support system. Like Century Martial Arts sells gis and gear and all that stuff. Yeah, and they have a Facebook group. So go in there, add value, say something smart, and then disappear for like a day. And you'll be pleasantly surprised at the response that you get. And you'll be generating a lot of inbound, I guess you'd call them inquiries or Facebook messages and things like that. And once you kind of have a conversation where you say, I've got a case study that's proven to work. I can run this for you. It will cost you money. But the end result is you will have not just leads, but lead management and a process and strategy that converts your paid trials into consistent monthly customers. Then you're going to get a great response. We have another question from Kevin that says, how do I correctly start the initial cold conversation?
I have not had to start a cold conversation with a martial arts school personally. I will tell you that I did run a case study promotion at $5 a day for 2 months and got 0 leads.
Yep.
0, nada, nothing. So, and I think around 2,000 people clicked on the link and around 100 people watched my case study and not one person scheduled a call with me.
Gotcha. So you will not get the results from cold conversations. You will have to build up I guess you could call it a warming up process. A lot of that has to do with your Facebook profile. A lot of that has to do with your outbound conversations, whether it's like this Facebook group right here or similar Facebook groups. That's the easiest and best way to get people interested in buying what you have to sell. And it's very rare, Jamie is saying, for a martial arts business to respond to a cold Facebook ad, a cold email, or a cold phone call. So there you go.
They're all cheap. It's because they're all cheap. Martial arts school, and here's why. I'll tell you just about the industry, and this is from the reason they're cheap is because they're all constantly in fear that someone's going to quit and they're going to lose a monthly paying client. Mm-hmm. So they're always scared they're going to be losing money. So that transfers into, that's why it's good to have some type of case study or something.
Gotcha. Jasmine asked another question. How do I automate the follow-up so the leads turn actual clients for them, spending a lot of time making calls or sending texts and putting together emails? I will say, Jasmine, earlier in this training, you now have the texts and emails. You can copy and paste them, and then you've got everything up and running. But you have to emphasize to your client, they have to call the leads. End of discussion. There is a follow-up process earlier in this training. You have to emphasize to your client that they have a follow-up process, follow-up strategy that they have to follow. And honestly, it's not hard. Call back your lead within 15 minutes. The next day, if they have not picked up, call them back 3 times in a row. Then throw it away. Easy as pie, not particularly challenging. And then the text messages that you sent out and emails that you sent out are just automatic. Damon says, what's the best offers and strategies for lead gen and conversion? I'm assuming that means generating leads as a martial arts customer. Yeah.
I would assume, oh, let's hope.
Yeah, let's hope, right? Yeah. So we've gone over that earlier in the training, and Damon and Keesley are jumping up and down the replay. This is the highest converting template Jamie has ever had. Very often there's questions like, do I put like 25 vouchers or 15? Do I put 10 classes for 27? Jamie shared with me that you want to start off with 25 vouchers, 10 classes at $27 each. If it turns out that your client says, you know what, these leads are so cheap, or if I want fewer leads and higher quality, you raise the dollars, but you keep the 10 classes. Is that correct?
You raise the classes and
Gotcha.
the dollar. So you go to 14 for 47 or 16 for 67. These numbers always are the same. And obviously all these are the same, obviously. And you do that, just, you guys know, 97 for 197, whatever. It just makes it sound good.
Gotcha. So you want to put yourself in a position to say, the offers that work follow this structure in this process. I guess my question for you, Jamie, is like, does it matter if it's 10, 14, or 16? Is there something in the martial arts-ness where like after the 10th they earn a belt, or 16 or 14, does that matter, or really not?
After the amount of classes they earn a belt? Is that what you're?
Correct. Yeah.
No. They won't rank.
Okay.
They won't advance rank. This is just to get them in the door to fall in love with the program.
Gotcha. This is just to get them in the door, fall in love with the program.
And keep in mind that the higher the offer, the less leads you're going to get. Period.
You're going to get. So if your client says, I've got too many leads, you just charge more, right? If your client says, I'm having trouble converting these leads, assuming they've done their job correctly, you can just target differently. Is that correct?
Yes.
Gotcha. And then you just target like higher zip codes and things, or higher income zip codes, things like that. Sean says the content for the campaign and what is recommended when your campaign inevitably falters. Sean, there's content for the whole campaign early in this training, but Jamie has some thoughts and feelings on when your campaign starts to like non-perform, right? Or he just froze.
Yeah. So if you start seeing, can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay, cool. So if you're starting to see fatigue, typically what I'll do is one of two things. Either the fatigue happens usually about the second week. No, so 1, 2, hitting the third week. And either way, you're going to have to be turning off because they hopefully have, 40 or 50 leads that they need to be going through. But you change the targeting. Change the targeting is a big one that I'll do. I'll eliminate the parents all and just start blasting it to everyone. Okay. Or I'll change it to all women and then narrow my targeting. And then I'll add things in like self-help, Dr. Phil, things like that. I know that sounds crazy, but it works. I don't know why, but it just works.
Gotcha. So the basic idea is you want to run your campaign as is. When your campaign is faltering, keep in mind you're going to turn this off like every 2-3 weeks anyway. But if your campaign is faltering, that's when you get to play with the targeting. You get to change, maybe instead of parents all, it's everybody. Maybe you want to duplicate the campaign and run it separately. We do not recommend doing an A/B test on images correct. We just know what works. We do not recommend doing an A/B test on like certain dollar offers. You just want to run the same one, correct?
Correct.
Gotcha. And test, duplicate as needed. Cool. Next up, we have Flip, who says, leads, ads versus landing page, image, video, carousel, pros and cons, please. And thank you, Jamie. What do you think?
I've done images, have not played with video. And the biggest reason that I have not played with video is because I don't trust any of my clients on video, and I'm not there. And a lot of my clients, my personal martial art uniform doesn't match theirs. So it'll say a different patch here, different patch here. They'll walk in and be like, oh, these uniforms look way different. Although it doesn't really matter that much, I found that, at least I believe, because a lot of times there's school patches. I know you guys will see what I'm talking about. They'll have a school patch that says, Arttzzzzz or Jeff's Martial Art or whatever right here. And if you don't have that school patch right there, they'll walk in and see a different patch, or the school owner will feel uncomfortable, so it's just, I've run images and this is the image that works the best.
Gotcha. So you've never done any leads ads, you've only done landing page ads, right?
Correct. Never done lead ads.
Gotcha. All right, there you go. Renee says, how to improve or optimize ads are doing well, and how to use the data from those winning ads to create more success and better conversions. That's a big question, but what do you think?
How do you improve or optimize the ads that are doing well? Well, I mean, I kind of run the same ad all the time. So I don't really ever have to change much, to be quite honest. I run it for two and a half, 3 weeks. And then I cut it off, and then I started again 2 weeks later, So, but I mean, if I notice that, obviously, if I notice that, 25 to 34 women there's 27 leads, and then there's men and there's one, obviously I'm going to eliminate the men, duplicate the ad, and just run it to these, because I know that right now in that market, that's what's converting the best. I mean, just the basic duplication of watching what the ads are coming from. I don't think there's any.
I know that Facebook does an age and gender split test for you. You just go to delivery and choose age and gender or something like that. It'll give you a split test of everything. But I think the more important part of this question is Renee's emphasis is really on generating more leads. But guess what? You don't get paid when you generate more leads. You only get paid when your client converts those leads. So don't overwhelm, don't flood. Your advantage is not necessarily generating more leads. Your advantage is managing the lead process and using the 4 things that we discussed. Is that about right?
Yes.
Cool. Cliff says, how to sell martial arts clients and the best offer to help clients close a sale in jiu-jitsu and Muay Thai, sports that require an $80 uniform. This sounds challenging.
Yeah, I read this one actually. I was like, ooh, that's a tough one, because so my first recommendation is to check centurymartialarts.com and see if you can't find a cheaper uniform for them. Okay. So centurymartialarts.com, I believe is the name. Either way, just search Century Martial Arts, it will come up. The other one is AWMA, AWMA.com. And that is a website that also sells martial art gear. See if you can't find a uniform that's specifically for jiu-jitsu or Muay Thai that's going to be, I know why it's more expensive. It's thicker, so you can grab and throw and it doesn't rip. But see if you can find one that's cheaper. That would be my first thing that you offer. Just see if you can do some legwork. Be like, oh, I found this one. Have you tried this one? It's only $30 instead of $80. They're gonna say, oh, I didn't know that exists. Yeah, let's do this one. So
is it possible that jiu-jitsu and Muay Thai, I guess you could say businesses, just require a different strategy altogether? Or is it possible to take this free uniform and try to squeeze it in there?
Well, side note, Muay Thai is mostly hands up and just shorts. So they don't actually have a uniform. So jiu-jitsu uses a uniform. So that was just a side note. I was just thinking, I was like, wait, Muay Thai doesn't even use a uniform. Sorry. Anyways, had an ADD moment right there. What was your question again? That threw me off so bad.
I was going to say, strike that through, Cliff. No, I was just picking on him. No, so is it possible that jiu-jitsu businesses and martial arts businesses that do jiu-jitsu, that they need a different strategy altogether, that maybe that's outside of the scope? Because this is like Taekwondo, which can have a $15 gi, right?
Correct. Yeah.
And maybe jiu-jitsu is just not going to work with a free gi, right?
Correct. I mean, there's nothing wrong with doing a there's nothing wrong with raising the offer so it covers it. You know what I mean? And say, 60 days for, $97, Muay Thai. But you got to imagine, Muay Thai and Jiu-Jitsu, especially Muay Thai, is mostly adults. You're mostly going after an adult client because they're actually hitting each other pretty hard. They're training Muay Thai specifically, they train their shins to kick trees.
Yeah.
Like, I'm pretty sure it's movie time. I could be wrong. Someone out there,
Yeah.
like, no, Jamie, you're wrong. You're like, I'm sorry. I'm pretty sure that's true though.
So you're saying it may be possible to raise the days in dollars to cover the cost, but honestly, like the clients for these types of two sports are adults who have money. So maybe like a free uniform is not going to get them to go in anyway because they're just adults, right?
Correct.
Anthea says, how to create a high converting landing page in Upperkind closing. We've already covered that. Awesome.
There you go.
Sean says, how to stop ads from ad fatigue. We covered that. Just play with the targeting. The ads work. You can adjust the dollars if there's too many leads or not enough, but just turn the targeting on and off, parents, all things like that. We've got even more questions, by the way. Social Sonia says, oh, did that wrong. I have suggested lowering a price to martial arts clients or parents that can't afford it. And he said he's afraid of parents talking amongst themselves, especially that are in the program for years, and then questioning him about it. What is your suggestion? More importantly, how long would you suggest this lower price be valid for? And how would that work with the kids?
Great question. It's until a certain belt rank. So they cannot go on. So typically there's between 9 and 12 belts. You hit it in the middle. And you tell the person in the student assist program up front that once they hit purple belt, whatever, put your belt there. Once they hit this certain belt, they can no longer be a part of the student assist program because the training becomes more advanced and it takes more time. They cannot just come 2 days a week. They're going to have to come a little bit more in order to actually retain the things that we are teaching them inside the class.
Gotcha.
So because, and also you got to imagine student assist program it's limited. So they can't come all the time, so yeah.
So what you're saying is with like the limited student assistant program, which is limited by people and by days, by saying, you know what, it's a student assistant program. It only lasts until yellow belt, and then you're no longer part of the student assistant program. But what I think is even more important is by saying it's the student assistant program. I don't think people run around town saying, I'm part of the student assistant program at my martial arts dojo. Like, it's not a thing.
It's kind of a shame thing.
Yeah, it's kind of a shame thing. No, you're good. You're good. It's kind of like they're not like excited about telling people. And I think once you like call it a student assistant program, because you're not lowering the price, you're creating a program for in-demand youth children, right? And it's only for 2 days. It's not unlimited. And it's only for the yellow belt. All of a sudden, your client's fears about this will very quickly be alleviated. And he has some really great responses to any parents that ask him about it. As long as you're not talking about like adults that are in the program, but like the parents of the kids, I think you're in the clear with this idea.
Yeah, this is not an adult program. Adults don't take this. A student assist program is not for adults. Let me rephrase that. It is if they're if they are literally a special needs person, as in Down syndrome, things like that. That's a whole other conversation.
Whole other bag of worms.
Yeah.
We've got a couple more. How much do you charge per lead? Do you have that conversation with your clients? Is that even like a thing at all?
No, I don't charge per lead. I charge per month.
Gotcha. And how much do you charge your clients on average for this program?
But depending on, I kind of take in the area. I kind of look at it and just before I pitch them, but usually $1,200 a month. That's including ad spend. I'm spending between $300 to $500 a month to, I spend, it depends on how many leads they're getting. I tell them 30 customer opportunities, but I try to hit 50.
Gotcha. Okay.
Try.
That brings in 30 to 50 customer opportunities a month. What do you use for those SMS notifications, and was that a timer on the landing page?
I use Active Campaign, and there was a timer. So the first one sends out the moment they fill it out, and then 1 hour later they get a reminder, and then every day after that for 5 days they get an email drip.
So I think she was mentioning something like where it says here, this timer, it does start off at like 30 seconds, 50 seconds.
Oh, got it. I'm sorry. Like 2 minutes and 37 seconds is usually what I set it for.
Something like that, right?
Yeah, I don't do it for like, and what I don't do, I'll tell you, is set it for like, this offer ends in 5 days. Don't give people a reason to wait. Like, anyways, sorry. What do you mean by self-help and Dr. Phil? That's, yeah, so.
No, hold on. I'm just copying and pasting.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
Yeah. So like don't say 5 days, just say 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Like there's no reason to give somebody more time to not take action in your favor. Another question is, do you duplicate or keep the ad generic so you can use the post ID and keep all the engagement? I don't know what that means. So
I don't either. I'm so glad you don't know what that means. I saw that question come up, I was like, damn it. I just hit duplicate. The duplicate button. Once I change the targeting, hit duplicate, start a new one, and there it goes.
Just hit duplicate. There you go. What did you mean by self-help, Dr. Phil, things like that?
Yeah, so it's just self-help. I'm assuming if you don't know what self-help is, it's books. I mean, this is a self-help book right here. I mean, books that make, that work on your own person. A lot of times, parents that care about self-help will care about martial arts also because it helps students not just physically, but emotionally. And it's kind of known inside, everyone knows that martial arts helps you with discipline, respect, self-control. Those things are self-help things. Does that answer your question?
I think it does.
Cool.
Do you charge a martial art client for this ad campaign trial? Is it a monthly retainer? What is that conversation like when you're doing the 10 for 27? Are they already signed? Is that a trial? How does that work?
Yeah. They're already signed. They're already paying me monthly. They paid me up front. They paid me the $1,000 or $1,200 a month up front.
You're just going and saying, this is the program. This is what we're running. You're going to pay me to run it.
Correct.
Gotcha. Do I charge? Yes, I guess.
Don't run a free trial. Free sucks.
No free trial. We're actually coming out with shirts soon, so that'll be cool.
Does it say free sucks?
No, it doesn't, because that's like a whole other scenario, right?
Yeah.
Is there a way to create an ad with that false scarcity without saying 3 passes remaining, things like that?
Is there a way to create false scarcity?
Create an ad without false scarcity. So just saying it's $97 or something like that.
Oh, I've not tried it. I mean, if something works, I just keep doing it. I don't try to change I don't like to play. Like, I like to be able to Dune, it works. Great. High five. Awesome job, client.
I think that's, so if you've read any like Frank Kern or any marketing materials or something like that, like people only move when they are going to lose something. That's the only time people move. Like, oh God, the store is closing, or I'm out of food. Like, people only move when they're losing something, and they move away from pain, right? So if you don't have scarcity, guess what? There's 2 things that are happening. The first is you're not going to get a response from your ad. The second is you're actually setting up the business for failure, because guess what? There is limited availability. There are a few number of spots. Your business cannot take 1,000 people tomorrow. It cannot take 100 people tomorrow. I include limited time offers and vouchers based upon a number system, because this business could be overwhelmed, overrun, and guess what? Now I got an email about everybody saying, sorry guys, your vouchers are done, you didn't claim them. We're too busy. See you next month. That's a real thing that happens in my car wash and my bike shop. When they have too many free rides, guess what? You can't have 100 people on the road at once. It's 15 only, so there's 15 vouchers. So it's not false scarcity, it's actually real, because these martial arts businesses cannot take 15 brand new kids all on the same day, right? It's not going to happen.
Not most.
Yeah, like 90% can't, right? You're going to probably go. You know what I mean?
They don't have a floor space.
Last couple questions, so get them in now before this comes to an end. If they can't pay the regular fees and do the special assistant program, but only go up to a certain belt, wouldn't that soon be lost after they're reaching the belt?
Yep.
Yes, that is correct. Yeah,
that's exactly what. And it sucks. But here's what happens: if the kid loves the program, they will figure it out. I promise. They will go to grandma. They'll go to grandpa and say, you know how much they love it. I've been on this assist program. It's now going to be this, unless they can't continue. It's not being mean. It's business. It's just how it works. It sucks, but that's just how life is. You can't afford something, you don't get it. You know, I really want a brand new Range Rover, but guess what? I can't afford $2,000 a month.
So here's what's interesting, and this has always been my response. The answer is yes. However, you've gained dollars for your client. You've kept that end customer, that student, doing what they enjoy, and you took them from white belt to yellow. And very often, the only difference between the student assistant program and the full program is $80 a month, which is $2.60 a day. So don't feel in your heart that you're robbing somebody from an opportunity. You got them pretty darn far. And the difference between the yellow belt and continuing to the blue belt is what, $2.60. And by the way, that student can still go to 2 classes a day, 2 classes a week. They just can't get another yellow belt or whatever it is, right? So you're really not like, they just can't go up the belt.
They could still keep coming, and they could stay in the student assistance program until the end of the century, but they can't go up a rank. They can't get their black belt, and that's what
so they're not really lost, right? In fact, you've gained $80 instead of 0. Have you ever tried to charge per lead, and do you charge setup fees?
No, I've not charged. No, I do not charge per lead. Never have tried it. Would be open to hearing and understanding it, but never tried it. And I used to charge startup fees, and then I listened to Jeff Miller talk about how that's a bad idea, and stopped charging startup fees, and started getting more clients. It was great.
That's super interesting. I've been hearing from Daniel Tapia that startup fee-ness actually changes depending upon the industry and the sub-niche of that industry. Like CrossFit gyms, totally fine with a huge upfront fee, don't want to pay monthly over time. Martial arts businesses are more than happy to pay monthly over time because they don't have to take that huge hit up front. And just being aware of that is like a big advantage. Let me go ahead and let's see, are there any more questions, comments, concerns, thoughts, ideas, last hints, tips, things like that? Social Sonia says, by the way, parents find the money if they are successful. Once they are in for some time, that will not be a problem. I know because both my kids are in the same program for years. So Social Sonia has been on the receiving end of everything that we're talking about, which is pretty cool.
Oh, wow. That's great.
So we went over a lot of information today. We went over actual screenshots of an actual ad, an actual Facebook campaign that's generating customer opportunities with proof that works in different cities. We went over the actual ad, mobile only, that's getting people interested walking in and calling in. We talked about the do's and don'ts. We talked about the targeting, and we talked about the landing page, how it emphasizes certain points and de-emphasizes others. Thank you offers that get people interested, and the automatic soap opera sequence that you know how to set up, which I'll give you a copy of. We also talked about the text follow-up, and more importantly, and this is why you get paid, your client's follow-up strategy. This is where every single Facebook ads business fails completely on their face. You get paid not by generating leads. You get paid by generating or by putting your client into a position where they can generate sales to pay you. We gave you bad phone scripts, which is probably what your client is doing, but we also gave you good phone scripts that get your clients bringing your kids in and then directly into the class, which is what kids want, and that's how you get clients to pay you more money. We talked about the $20 secret upsell, which gets parents used to paying money and gets your client used to actually asking for money and gets the kid more prepared and loving the class time and time again. We talked about how to transition that question from how much is it after the 10 classes and really develop a plan that your client should follow before, halfway through, and at the end of a trial so that they turn customer opportunities into real actual customers. We even talked about the creation of a student assistant program, which is what your client will be doing by accident, by giving discounts for no reason, but by telling your client, you now have a student assistant program, giving it a name, your client, that martial arts business, oh, Coco, I'm glad you like it, that martial arts business will be able to bucket their feelings, give it a name, have a last resort, but more importantly, have a way to limit their program if they have to. And then we talked about flipping the switch every 2 weeks. The mistake that businesses make, Facebook ads businesses make, when it comes to martial arts studios that have trials is running the ads forever. You want to turn off every 2 weeks. Let them convert, let them get money, and let them pay you. What I showed you today, or what we showed you today, was the actual real-life proven to work martial arts ad campaigns that include the ads, landing page, thank you pages, retargeting, automatic email follow-up. I showed you the scripts that get martial arts businesses didn't know they should be using, and the secret, not $5, sorry, the secret $20 upsell that gets martial arts customers used to spending money, more importantly, gets the martial arts business used to asking for it. And then 4, not 3, awesome expert additions that your client can implement immediately to get the extra ROI generating edge that converts more leads into customers every day. This is what we went over today. And this is the difference between martial arts businesses that fail with their Facebook ads agency and martial arts businesses that excel with their Facebook ads agency. This is your missing piece to the puzzle that was causing you to fail with your martial arts businesses. So here's what's next. You're going to get a replay of this event, the slides, the ads, the emails, everything later today. You're gonna have to give me some time to go ahead and do the edits of the videos, but you're gonna get a replay of the entire event, including the slides. From there, you can actually copy, screenshot, do whatever you need to make those series of pages. They can then print out and show to an actual martial arts business your brand new converting program. There's also the Jamie Eldridge referral program. If all you want to do is sell and not fulfill, you can get 20% every single month by referring a martial arts business to Jamie. If you want to make more than 20%, you can actually white label Jamie Eldridge. Jamie will run your entire campaign for a flat rate, and then you can charge on top of that whatever you want. If you know of a martial arts business in San Francisco that would be desperate for something to do like this and all you want is a check, Jamie can put you in that position. And number 4, if you feel that this can honestly open your agency up to brand new opportunities to grow and scale your agency, I want you to go into the public group, the Agency Scaling Secrets, and let everyone know how valuable this live event was to leveling you up and leveling up your agency. In conclusion, we went over a lot of information, but your advantage is taking something that already works and showing your martial arts client how to turn inquiries from here into real life dollars using these 4 expert additions. Were there any last comments, questions, concerns, thoughts, ideas before we bring this to an end? 5, 4, 2, 1. Everybody, thanks so much. You'll get an email with the slides. Have a great night. See you later.